Welcome back, everyone. Here we got another episode of the Gambling Goats podcast. He's Johnny, I'm Shea, and you know what? Coming off of a week four, you know what, man? We could have done better, but we could have done a lot worse too. It was basically an even week for both of us here. Johnny, how were your picks on week four there?
Hello, goats, and that's gambling. Week four, I had a feeling, with a couple of them, I really thought there were going to be a bit more of a blowout in some of them. I think the board was like Vegas was right on a lot of picks here. But did I love some of them? Yes. Did I hate some of them? Yes. I had Detroit Lions over the Bears. I really thought the Bears were going to stink it up. No, they blew Detroit out of the water. That's what you get for picking a shitty team like the Lions. I don't even know what I was thinking. I don't. I had them in a couple parlays. Like I had like a 10-game parlay. All of it hit except for the Lions. I had missed out on thousands at least.
Yeah,
So
I
that
hear
was a
you,
tough
man.
pill to swallow. Tough pill to swallow. I really had a feeling. I thought Dan Campbell was really going to get that win. They had been putting up points. They just shit the bed against the Bears, rightfully so. I had Carolina Panthers to cover. Unfortunately, the Cowboys didn't let that happen. Kansas City did cover against Philly, which is trash. My Green Bay Packers, smoked the Steelers, which was great. I had Tampa Bay to cover Patriots by 7. They didn't, but you know what, Shea? We do this on Wednesdays and Thursdays. We don't know what the weather is going to be like. Honestly, going into that game, we both hammered the under. I knew it wasn't going to be the game I was looking for. They missed Antonio Brown by inches on some of those throws with the rain that was coming down. So Tampa Bay squeaked out with the win. I didn't squeak out with the points. But you live and learn.
I hear you, man. Yeah, the weather report is definitely something that can affect a game there, and it sure did with the Pats and the Bucks game. I know when went to live there on the pregame show to New England, where it was just coming down sideways.
Yeah.
It was a straightaway easy under. I hit the under on that. I had to make up for a little bit of a loss on during the weekend there. So thank God for
Yes,
Sunday
we
Night
did.
Football.
And you know what, Shay? I think once we're working for ESPN and doing this live, we'll have a way better ability to just kind of go with the weather and all that as well. We need a weather girl. That's what we really need.
Yeah, absolutely. I hear you.
So,
Well, that could be arranged. That could be
so
arranged.
I was 2 for 5. Should have been more like 4 out of 5, but it is what it is. It was a tough week. We're going to come back hard this week 5. It's going to be fun.
I hear you, man. Yeah, you know what, man? I had an average week. Nothing really to write home about. I went 3 for 3 on my picks. I had 2 kind of exotic picks here on the Bengals Jaguars game for Thursday Night Football. I had the Bengals to win, which they did. And then I had Jamar Chase tied into that with a touchdown. He didn't get into the end zone, but I did have him over the 66.5 receiving yardage, which that hit cashed. I had the Browns minus the 1. That was an easy win too. Their defense looked solid. They played the Vikings and really shut down that explosive offense for the Vikings. So that was a low scoring game, but the Browns came out on top on that one. Ravens Broncos over 45 was my pick. You know what, man? If Teddy Bridgewater doesn't go down at halftime, that hits the over. But Drew
100%.
Lock
Yeah.
really couldn't get that offense going, and the Ravens won that game pretty easily after that. I went 1 for 1 on my teasers last week. I gave you 2. I went 1 for 1. Lions, I teased them up to 8.5. They lost by 10. So that didn't work out. And I teased the Saints down to 1.5, and they lost outright to the Giants in overtime. So, that was a tough pill to swallow on that one teaser.
Sharps had that pick, which is wild, but
yeah, I hear you. And then my other teaser there was the Chiefs down to -1 over the Eagles. That hit easily, and the Bucks down to -1 over the Patriots. That was a little bit of a sweat, but they ended up winning by 2, so that hit too. So all in all, 3 and 3 week, nothing really to write home about. Broke even. Not the 4-1 week I had on week 3, but I'm looking to bounce back here on week 5 and get out some awesome picks.
Well, let's get us some awesome picks here. Week 5, here we go. I'll start us off if you don't mind. I've got a little
let's hear it.
Go ahead fave. My Green Bay Packers are playing Cincinnati Bengals. Now we know Bengals are 3-1. They're playing good football.
Yep.
Are they a division leading and winning team? No, I don't think they are. And not against my Green Bay Packers. Green Bay Packers -3. I think Green Bay's really getting their stuff together. Their offensive line, which I thought was the only trouble they were really having to get together, is really looking a lot better.
Yep.
I want to bring something up and have you kind of eat your words. My guy, Randall Cobb, went off last game. I'm talking 69 yards, 5 receptions, and 2 tutties. Okay.
Awesome.
Now, that's very impressive. And that's great. And that's my locker room guy that we signed back this year. Shea couldn't understand it, didn't think he was worth his money. You know what? There's guys who are getting paid a lot more than that haven't been putting up 2 tutties yet. So I'll just leave that there. I'm taking Packers -3 against the Cincinnati Bengals this week. God forbid it doesn't fucking snow or rain.
Oh,
and that's my pick. That's my first pick.
And you know what, man? Randall Cobb has been on a milk box for the first 4 weeks of the season, and then finally comes out on week 4 and gets 2 touchdowns. So, I'll give to the guy, but I don't see him scoring more than 8 touchdowns this year. I don't see him scoring more than 6 touchdowns. Those 2 might be his only 2 touchdowns this season. So yeah, I'm going back on my Randall Cobb hate train here, and Cobb. Yeah, see, I don't even know the guy's name. He's irrelevant to me. Even better.
Wow.
But yeah, no, nice pick. I agree. I think Cincinnati's pretty banged up. Joe Mixon's he's hurting on the running game, and that's kind of been their strength. So I think relying on Joe Burrow to throw against the Packers, go hand in hand against Aaron Rodgers. Give me the vet, and yeah, that's a good pick. I do agree with the -3 on that. So good pick, brother.
Good choice. What do you got going on first here, Shea?
All right, so my first game here, I'm going Saints -1 at Washington. The Saints, they've been relying on their defense this last season here, and their defense has been solid. It's currently ranked number 11th overall in the league, and they've really been shutting down the run with only allowing 264 yards on the ground throughout the season so far. Going on the other side, Washington's defense is not the defense we expected. They haven't been getting after the quarterback. Chase Young only has 1 sack this season, which, you know what, a lot of people picked him to be Defensive Player of the Year this year. And he really he's been a shell of himself. He hasn't really looked, that well. So they've been trying to do it differently. They're trying to win games differently. They're relying on that offense, relying on Taylor Heineke. And you know what, man, if I'm going to go Taylor Heineke against a good defense and the Saints, you've got Jameis Winston, who I'm gonna, fair warning, he's pretty bad. He's either really good one week or he's really shit the next week. So I'm hoping for a good week for Jameis this week. And going to Washington after that tough overtime loss, they're probably hungry for a win here. I'm gonna take the Saints -1 as my first pick there.
Gotcha. Nice pick here. Saints -1 in Washington. Gonna be a fun game to watch. I do like Heineke, but you're right. Going up against the Saints defense, that's going to be a tough game for him. Guy has proven time and time again to really force first downs and get a tutty. But when it comes to winning a game and putting up that points, Heineke's not the guy to put the team on your back. So
the big thing I've noticed with the Washington football team this year is the way they run their offense is they rely on that run with Antonio Gibson to set up that play action from Heineke. So Heineke's he's doing a lot of play action passes where he can either take off with the ball and run for that first down or, pick up the first down through the air. But, with the Saints defense shutting down the run, I don't see them being able to establish that run. I don't see them biting at that play action. I think it's going to be a tough game for Washington here. Tough matchup.
All right. Yeah, good pick. Going into my second pick, we've got the Titans going against Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, Jacksonville's had some issues. After last game, I heard a little story. Actually, I saw Urban Meyer. He is going off. He's getting hammered. He's going after some young guns. He's having a time. Basically just flaunting what he does best, Comes in to a great job, just basically throwing it away so he can go take some easy job in college, probably make even more money. He was saying something like, it feels like you're playing Alabama every week, which is just a terrible thing to say about your team, your whole team. You're just asking to get yourself fired. I see no strength or integrity in that kind of show. And, poor Trevor Lawrence there having to be such a magnificent quarterback in such a shitty organization. That's what you get for being first picked overall. Titans minus 4.5. Tennessee hasn't been everything that I've been looking for this season either. They're 2-2. I thought they were really going to have a stronger year. Their running game hasn't been anything like it was last year. Tanner Hill isn't, firing on all four cylinders. So I think this game's going to be a wake-up call to really get things going. This is an easy game. This is a tune-up game. I see them winning by a touchdown at least. So minus 4.5 Titans. I need them to come smoke the Jaguars and get the train rolling because I think they should be a bit of a contender for playoffs. Not Super Bowl, but they should be a hard team to beat come playoffs.
I hear you, buddy. And you know what, man? The Titans have had some unfortunate, let's put it that way. Losing their two top wide receivers last week really hurt them against the Jets, who, you know what, if they had their two wideouts in that game, they weren't really passing. They were running the ball with Henry. Henry had a big game. I think he ran for 150 yards. So they were moving the ball well against the Jets. They just, they miss out on that passing option, which, without those two wideouts, is going to be tough for them. I don't know if they're in or not, but it's the Jacksonville Jaguars, who, like you said, have major issues. We got Urban Meyer, who didn't travel with the team back to Jacksonville after that Thursday night game. Instead, he went to his own restaurant. Like, he owns this place that he went to.
He owns it.
That's his place. Yeah, he owns it.
Where is it?
It's in Ohio, where he used to be the coach for the Ohio State Buckeyes. So he stayed there, visited with family, did all that stuff, got all liquored up, got shit-faced at his own bar, was hitting on a whole bunch of underage girls. I
don't know if they're underage.
Compared to him, man, come on.
I'm going to say they're 21. I'm not going to say they're 17-year-olds.
Dude, if I was his wife, he's done, dude. Like, that guy is he's going to have issues.
I'm surprised he's even in a marriage.
Oh, man, he's married, getting lap dances. You know what, man? To his credit, they were hot. I'll tell him. Good for him. Not a good look. Not a good look at all. So, I think that's going to be a big distraction for this Jacksonville team, who, let's be honest here, they don't need any distractions. They're already pretty shitty. So, you know what? Yeah.
And Derrick Henry did have a great running game last game, not to take away from that. I just don't think you can rely on it as much. It's nice having that huge weapon there to put more focus, and then, things open up on the outsides. So I'll say
that's the issue that I think they're having.
That's your game plan, and now you can't, execute that. So they're kind of just working with things on the go and making it up as they go, and that makes games pretty tough.
I hear you. Yeah, they've had to rely on them because they've had no weapons on the outside. So, and once these guys get healthy, then it's going to really open up that offense. And, you're right, man. This is a get-right spot for the Titans. They can't lose to two shitty teams in 2 weeks. I don't see that happening.
Well, Jacksonville can lose. Jacksonville can lose. No one's going to think anything of it.
Blew a 4-2
game against Jacksonville.
9-point lead the week before.
You absolutely cannot lose this game.
No, so. I agree.
Second pick.
Good pick. So we're going overseas for this pick, buddy. This is the London game. It's going to be on bright and early on Sunday morning. We got the Jets versus the Falcons. There's really no home field here, but the Falcons are the home team. Yes, you're giving me that confused face because you didn't know it was a London game. Yeah, it's a London game. So they're
playing in London.
They're playing in London.
You're kidding. Why?
It's 9:30 a.m. start Eastern time. So the NFL does London games every year. So they're going to go over to London. They're actually doing 2 London games this year. Yeah. So this is live from London, England. Big game.
Calling it football, or are they still calling it football?
I don't know what they're going to be calling it, but it's NFL to them. I'll tell you that. Yeah. So the Jets. I'll talk about the Jets here for a quick second.
I couldn't see them doing that. Sorry, I just couldn't see them doing that this year in London with COVID and everything. That is a wild play with everything going on. So sorry.
So the Jets coming off a huge overtime win against the Titans. We got a young team, young quarterback, first win. this is a big letdown spot for this Jets team they're riding high right now. They're like, we just beat the Titans. Titans were in the playoff contention.
They just beat the Titans.
But they still beat them. So,
Yeah.
like they're riding high. This is a letdown spot. They're traveling overseas. They've probably been having a couple, wobbly pops here and there throughout the week. And, that flight overseas is going to screw with you. I don't think they're going to be able to get up and play. But on the other side here, man, the Falcons are coming off a tough loss against Washington. You know what we like to say? Hungry dog runs faster. They're two shitty teams. Matt Ryan looks solid. He threw for 4 touchdowns last week. But if I'm going to give an edge to somebody, I'm going to give the edge to the Jets defense, who's, been able to get after that quarterback. Quentin Williams has looked great on the D line. He's gotten a bunch of sacks. They're getting pressure on the quarterback. But I'm going back. Can you trust a rookie quarterback in an international football game coming off a big win? That it screams a letdown spot. I'm going with the Falcons -3. And I'm going to throw in a little bit here. I'm not picking this, but if, the people want to pick it, I'm going to throw in a little underplay. So, if you like that, just, under game international, I think it's two shitty teams. They're going to be struggling to get up and go on a bright and early on a Sunday morning. And, so Falcons -3 is my pick. But, if people want to throw some stuff on the under, I don't hate that either.
Nice. You know what? Good call there. 2 teams, 1 and 3. Not going to be a game I watch. Don't care if it's in London.
You're not even awake for that.
You know what? 9:30 in the morning, 9:30 a.m. I actually might just throw on DAZN and see what it's about. All right, going into my third pick here. Nice pick, Shea. That's a lot of thought in that. Them good old New York boys having a couple of wobbly pops. Hey, get out of here, and then they go over to London. That's gonna be a tough game to get into, man. Really weird zone. I think that could go either way. I'm not gonna touch it. So I'm gonna go here. One of the best teams this season that we're seeing. They've only lost 1 game. They beat the Texans by 40. Didn't let them put up anything. They've only trailed for 7 minutes this entire season. They are always ahead. We're talking about the Buffalo Bills. Really like what I'm seeing here. They're starting to get their mojo back. Great season last year. This can't see anything different happening this season. That they're going to go all the way to the playoffs for sure, and they're going to fight it out there. Now they're going up against the Chiefs. I like the Buffalo Bills to cover 3 points. I think the Chiefs haven't been playing that well. They're that prodigy team that, you think is going to be winning every year, but this is going to be a really tough game. And this is a good game for Buffalo to really get up and ahead and put them down in the dumps more. And I think they're riding high too. And, we do say hungry dogs, run faster, but I think Buffalo is just tearing things up. I think they're going to cover 3 points. I think they could win money line pick them, but I'm going to say, it's going to be a really close game, and Buffalo comes out on top, if not really close.
You know what, man? And I'm riding with you on this pick. Okay. We both have the Bills +3. The Bills, they're on a tear right now after that week 1 loss to the Steelers, which I think they took personally because, they are absolutely murdering their opponents the last 3 weeks. They've outscored them 118 points to 21, and that includes 2 shutouts. So they shut out the Miami Dolphins 35-0, and then they just shut out
the Texans
40-0. So
that's wild.
That's tough, man. Their defense is currently the number 1 ranked defense in the league, and their offense is currently the number 6th ranked offense. The Chiefs have the number 1 ranked offense. But I really don't think that's going to matter. Like I've been saying all year, defense.
You go up against the best defense. Yeah, exactly.
I think the Chiefs' defense is an issue. They really haven't been able to stop anybody. They let the Eagles put up, 30 points last week? Something along that. And Jalen Hurts to throw for 387 yards and 2 touchdowns. Eagles are not a good football team. They should not be putting up 30 points against the Chiefs. So their defense is irrelevant. They're bottom of the barrel defense. I think the Bills are going to be able to go in this shootout and be able to keep up the offensive, pressure with Mahomes there, because that's how Kansas City's been winning games, man. They've been getting into shootouts, and they've just been playing teams that can't hang with Mahomes and
No,
all these touchdowns so quick, you know. But I think the
Mahomes can
Bills
take
are
it up and get a not against a
exactly.
good defense that's going to keep pressure, and they they're studying and they know what they're looking to do. So that little underhand dodge pass at the 1 yard line ain't gonna fly.
3 times
Ain't gonna
last week
fly.
for a touchdown.
What, the little underhand scoop? Yeah, not gonna fly this week. It's just
Not
they're
gonna
gonna
work.
be all over that.
They will pick that
Um,
off, and turn it to the house.
so I'm looking forward to that.
It's a
That'll
big.
be
I
a
like
really
that
fun
pick.
game.
That's probably one of my favorite plays of the week.
Well, we both got it, so that makes me feel better, and that should make you, the Goats, feel even better about that pick. Since that's your pick, you want me to just dive into my next one, or would
Yeah,
you like to start us off?
you go for it.
So
Yeah.
I'm liking Baltimore. I'm
Mhm.
liking Baltimore a lot. They're playing Monday against the Colts. Now, do I like the points they're giving? They're given 7 points.
Yep.
Colts have been a bit of a scary dog team, to be honest. They're 1-3, but I don't know. Like, they have covered a couple times here. I'm liking Baltimore pick'em and over 46. I think both teams get points. I think the Colts just need to score 2 tutties and maybe a field goal, and the rest Baltimore will take care of. Lamar can throw. Okay,
Yep.
everyone was dissing. It doesn't look pretty, but he can throw. He's actually averaging 14 yards per completion, the highest in the NFL right now. And that just opens up passing lanes. Opens up passing lanes with him being such a runner. They're focused on the runner because that's his game. And you got these wide receivers wide open, and he can throw. So he's making completions. Baltimore's coming to play this season. I'm taking Baltimore money line over the Colts and the over. So
Okay.
money line and over, Baltimore Ravens. That's my pick. I like
Now,
Lamar
I have a
Jackson.
question for you here. So last week, the Baltimore Ravens, they did something kind of a little bit frowned upon in the NFL. They were winning the game. They were 4 yards short of rushing for 100 yards, which would tie the NFL record for most consecutive games with 100 yards of rushing at minimum. So instead of taking a knee with, I think it was 40 seconds left to win the game, they ran one more play, and it was a Lamar Jackson run where he took off for 6 yards and broke that record. And then they took the knees and ended the game.
Yeah, what about it?
What do you think about that, man? Do you think the Ravens are going to be able to run for another 100 yards and break that record? Like that's a good record. 35 games in a row with 100 at least 100 yards rushing.
Yeah, I think they can. I think they are the team. I think they'll smash that record. What do I think about them doing that last game? Don't care. Honestly, man, people got to get over it. You're playing a game. Play to the end. Honestly, the whole take a knee thing to me sucks when you're winning. I get it. It's strategy, but you don't have to use that strategy if you don't want to. If you want to run the ball and fumble it and have someone pick up, like, you should be all in, baby. You should be all in till the very last second. I hate that in basketball. You dribble it out, and the other team, it pissed me off too. I'm a competitive person. I want to play to the end. I don't care if it's 1.7 or 14. My contract's going to look better if I get one more, you know what I mean? One more sack. So, it might be frowned upon, but I think people need to grow up and just get over it. It's a competitive sport. You can play it however you want. It's a chess game. People are playing chess. You guys are used to checkers when it comes to that, like not finishing a euchre hand or something, because you already know. Yeah, I'm someone who likes to just finish it, but whatever. So, no, don't really care. I think the record gets smashed. Baltimore's such a good team with running. And that little stuff doesn't bother me. I don't know why people just want to get butthurt over little things. Anything someone can make a fuss out of, great. But they made one more play. I would have had them do the same thing.
So you know what that screams for me? That screams that John Harbaugh is he's a fans coach. He's that
Yeah.
guy. If you have the Ravens -3 and they're instead of kicking that field goal to push, he's going to try to score a touchdown. He's that guy.
For
He's
the
going
for the
all in.
people.
He's for the people.
He is. He's for the team too, man. He even said, Lamar, what do you want to do? You want to go for it? Gave it to his guys. That dynamic right there between coach and player, letting Lamar do his thing. You're seeing it in Arizona, and look at them, 4-0, letting the team fly the way they need to. bringing in good pieces and letting them do what they're supposed to do. Imagine just having Lamar sit in a pocket and try to throw all day. I'd get stressed too. That's not the way I play, and that's not how I want to play.
Yeah, you know. But yeah, no. So I like that pick, man. I think the Ravens actually probably cover the spread, to be completely honest with you. But I don't mind it.
They could,
you know?
but with Bucks not covering 7 last week, it's really just about getting my numbers up here. Yeah. I'm going to try to go for 100%. That's what I always do.
Well, you gotta catch the league leader here, buddy.
My biggest spread is minus 4.5 with the Titans, but Baltimore with -7 didn't feel like it with the Colts. Colts can, you never know what the fuck they're going to do. So I think they pick money line and beat them by 3 and over, or maybe even smash them. But they're just going to win and get the over 46.
I like it. So I'll dive into my next pick here. I got the Bears at the Raiders. Raiders are laying 5.5 points. Raiders are undefeated in Vegas. Home games undefeated, but they are undefeated at home. Are we sensing the same kind of thing that people are, they're getting that Vegas flu that they did with the Golden Knights, when they first came into the league? That little Vegas hangover. They're not getting
an amazing stadium to play
that oxygen into those hotels.
Yeah.
The guys are out there until 3 a.m. Hey, is that something that's going on in Vegas? If so, I'm all about it. I'm going to be on the Raiders at home every single week. The Raiders are a good football team, man. I like the Raiders. They've surprised me a lot this year.
Who do you like more, the Raiders or their coach?
I like the Raiders more than John Gruden. I don't like John Gruden.
Like John Gruden?
No,
I thought you were a John Gruden guy.
No. I like what this Raiders team brings. Like, their offense, they got that explosive wideout Henry Ruggs. They got that reliable kind of Julian Edelman style kind of guy, like Hunter Renfrow, and they got Darren Waller, who's like, this is basically, it looks like it's a Pats team from 07. Like they got the makeup of the wideouts and the skilled positions, and they got a running back and they just jam it down your throat every play. Derek Carr's looking like an MVP race candidate. He still leads the league in passing. But you know what, man? Their defense has been impressive too. Max Crosby's been getting after the quarterback. They've been getting defensive pressure. They do have injuries now. They had a couple of guys, cornerbacks and safeties, go down in that Chargers game last week. Unsure if they'll be in this week. But I don't think it's going to matter. They're going against a rookie quarterback. Justin Fields has now been named the starter for the rest of the season, which is big news for Chicago because, I think he is that future guy in Chicago. They just need to learn how to protect him a little bit more because, he has been taking a few hits. So, yeah, man, I'm going with the Raiders minus the 5.5 points. I don't think that the O-line for the Bears is going to be able to stop Max Crosby and company from doing all these fancy blitzes and getting after the quarterback. So, yeah, I think the Raiders probably win by 10. Raiders home game. They're going to go undefeated all year at home. I like the Raiders.
Wow. Love that. Love to see that. Love what Carr's doing. I can get behind that. Love the Allegiant Stadium. I actually love watching those Raiders games. They're just interesting. A coach I do love to see. You got to love it. How about all those memes with Steve Belichick?
Oh,
he is a fucking. He looks like a weapon, man. Talk of an American beauty.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Just into it, man. No, I love that.
He's a defense guy, eh?
yeah, 100%. So, I've got one more pick here. It's not what I'm thinking. I do want to touch on the Arizona Cardinals, though. That was a big win over the Rams. I'm not picking them this week, but I do want to just touch on what we're seeing from Kyler Murray. They're the only team 4-0 still, which is quite exciting. They are playing the 49ers this week. That's the first time Kyler Murray beat the Rams out of the 4 times that they've played. And they've won 3 on the road. Arizona's won 3 games on the road. So to be 4-0, 3 games on the road, J.J. Watt and the leadership he brings in. And they're actually the only team in the NFL who's getting 400 yards every game right now. So that's something else. Something to watch on Arizona here to see what they do this week. Now I'm flipping a script. I did do this last week. I went and I saw the Panthers plus 4.5, and I just love what I'm seeing from Sam Darnold, and they didn't cover. They did not cover, and that kind of hurt. But they're playing the Philly trash bags this week. And I think Panthers can cover 3.5. I think Panthers win outright by a touchdown. Sam Darnold is, I think he's averaging running a touchdown per game right now.
Rushing touchdowns. More than any running back, he's leading the league
in rushing touchdowns. So that makes a weapon. I'm liking the Panthers. This is probably the toughest pick I have here. But if we gave you all easy picks, it wouldn't be fun. I'm liking the Panthers over Philly. I'm going to watch this game. I'm really hoping Panthers come out with a big win here.
I think the Panthers are the better team. Philly, I love that you're fading another bird team. That's just something your habit. That's in your bloodline. You just hate the caca birds, And
they've screwed me over so many times. Arizona last year when they threw that Hail Mary against Buffalo to win, lost me $2,000 at least on a parlay, and it was last second. And then the amount of times Seahawks have done it. Who else? The Falcons have hurt me. Eagles haven't hurt me so much. Neither has Baltimore. But I just don't bet on Eagles. I do bet on Baltimore. So yeah, that's my last pick of the week. Those are 5 picks. Green Bay -3, Titans -4.5, Buffalo. We both got to cover 3. I got Baltimore to pick them over 46. Panthers -3.5. Shea, what's your last pick of the week here?
All right. So last pick of the week, buddy. We are diving back into that 2-game teaser. I went 1 for 1 on the 2-game teasers last week. We're still even on these 2-game teasers. So I'm gonna give you another one here, and this one's a little dicey. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like this as much as I've liked other teasers, but I think it's gonna hit. My first game in the teaser, I'm going Lions at Vikings. Vikings are laying 9.5 points. So what I'm going to do this game, I'm going to tease the Vikings down to -2.5. Take the Vikings -2.5. I think the Vikings win this game. This is a do or die game for that division. Vikings, if they want to stay competitive in that division with Green Bay,
1-3, yeah,
they got to win this game against a shitty Lions team. They can't let the Lions tie them for last place. So this is a big game. Under a field goal, I think that's gonna be profitable for me. And Vikings at home have been very solid as of recently.
Yeah, I have liked them at home.
Now the Vikings game. Vikings played the Bears last week, and I don't know if you saw it, but there was probably the biggest interception of mankind. Oh, so let me just break this down for you.
I haven't even seen any clips of this.
The Vikings are, I'm going to say, I think it was 2nd and goal or something like that. Like they were right there about to go score against the Bears. Jared Goff's doing an audible. He's calling plays. He's changing the play at the line. He wasn't shotgun. He was going to go walk back and go under center and just try to sneak it forward.
Jared Goff?
Yeah. So he was walking forward, and his center hiked the ball, hit Jared Goff in the dick, and it bounced over, and a D lineman caught it, and that was ruled an interception. And then Bears got the ball, came down and scored, and that was game. So Lions, I don't see them bounce. It's called the dick interception. I
need to go see that.
Oh man, it's probably the funniest play since that butt fumble with the Jets and Mark Sanchez a few years back. The most unfortunate thing that could ever happen to them. I think this team is losing their fight. They were very scrappy the first couple weeks, but I don't see them covering that 3 points or the -2.5 for the Vikings there. So that's my first leg of that 2-game teaser. My second leg, I'm going Giants at Cowboys. Cowboys -7.5 points. So what I'm doing here is I'm teasing the Cowboys down to -0.5 point. I think I just want them to win it. Giants are coming off a big overtime win, and just like I did with the Jets in the overtime win, I'm going to fade them. Where Daniel Jones, he looked solid against the Saints. He threw for 402 yards. He did throw an interception, which is typical Daniel Jones. but he's coming off a big game. Saquon was running the ball. They look solid against the Saints. They scored 11 unanswered points to tie it up and go to overtime, where they eventually won. So that's a big win. So I don't see them pulling that off against a division rival in the Cowboys, where, you know what, the Cowboys defense has turned that corner. You know, you got Trayvon Diggs, that second year cornerback, Stephon Diggs' brother, who leads the league in interceptions. He's averaging at least one interception a game, which hasn't been done in years. Micah Parsons has looked really good on that defensive side of the ball. And Dak's being Dak, man. Dak is either MVP vote or comeback player of the year. Like, he is.
No kidding. Comeback player of the year for sure right now with what he's doing.
Absolutely.
And that was tough to watch last year, him go down. So you know, I'm not really a Cowboys fan, but you know, I could get behind and give him a pat on the back. That's great.
I agree, man. So yeah, that's my 2-game teaser. Vikings -2.5, Cowboys -0.5 point. I don't see how that loses. That's an easy cash.
Nice 2-game teaser, you know. And for all these goats here, get down into our comment sections. Let us know what you like. Tell us what you don't like. You know, who are you fading? Who do you love? Who's your lock? We want to know. We want to hear from it all. We got a couple more picks we're going to put in the comment sections right before game day. So make sure you circle back, come and see it again, and let us know. Comment, like, subscribe.
Absolutely. I'm going to try to find a good weather game to bet an under on. That's my goal this weekend.
A good weather one?
No. Like, we're talking
bad weather,
pouring rain. I'm picking. Yeah.
You know what? Sooner or later, we're going to start getting some weather picks going here too. I like this week. I think it's going to be better than last week. We're going to come out ahead for sure. So all we can do now is wait and see.
I hear you, man. Well, that's our picks for this week. And like I said, be sure to like, subscribe, tell your friends about this podcast, because we're over here making you guys some money. Johnny,
you know anyone at ESPN, send it to them once we start getting better. And yeah, we'll work for cheap.
We'll work for cheap. Yeah. Sponsors in the comments as well. You know, Johnny's always looking for a team shirt, team jersey to throw on.
I think we're going to do a surprise box here, me and Shea, soon too. So that's going to be fun. Watch out for that.
That would be interesting. That's definitely interesting. All right, Johnny. Well, that was good. Good picks this week. And
good week. I'm looking forward to watching football Sunday. And we will catch up with you goats next week.
Cheers.
Cheers.